the wind, don't wait for a thing. There is nothing here for you, but if you stay, then let me say I'll go out of my way for you. It's not like before, I'll say no more. Everyone else has said it for me. Beautiful tree, beautiful tree. It's a shame that the root of it's me.
Welcome to my tutorial for Run by Stephen Fretwell. To be honest with you, quite an easy song once you've got the hang of the main part. Once you've got that, there's just one other chord that gets thrown in and then you're all good. So let's look at chords first, because to be honest with you, rhythm is where I'm going to spend a lot of my time, and also techniques, finding the bass notes. So chords, well, we've got our good old-fashioned, what I call shiny G chord. I called it the shiny chord because it was used a lot in indie, Wonderwall being the epitome of that. So it's index finger on fret 2 on the A string, Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie, on fret 2. Middle finger on fret 3 on the E string, thickest. Ring finger on fret 3 on the B string, 5th string down. And pinky finger on fret 3 also on the E string. We strum all 6 strings and we're going to call that chord G. The next chord, and by the way, all of these chords bar one have one thing in common, and that's that these fingers on the 3rd fret on the B and the E never move. So keep them down. So that's our first chord. We're then going to change to this. Okay, which I'm going to call an A suspended, just for the purposes of this. So all we're doing is we're lifting up the middle finger with this index finger. Instead of on the A string, we're just going to move it down to the D string on fret 2, leaving these where they are. The next chord, we're just taking this finger, putting it back where it was on the A string on fret 2. Okay, so I'm going to call that G over B. Okay, so we've got G, A suspended, G over B, and then finally I'm going to call this C over B, I suppose, or C over B, or technically it's C add 9. Anyway, let's call it C add 9 just for the purposes of this. But anyway, middle finger on fret 3 on the A string, okay? Leaving this wedge of fingers here. You can put this index down as well, but I don't bother. I deliberately mute the D string there just to keep things easy. So that means putting my middle finger, kind of the fat bit of it, on that string. So we've got G, A suspended, G over B, and C add 9. Okay, so pretty easy, right? And these fingers have never moved. Right. So now, we're going to look at rhythm and the bass line that happens in this. Bass line is these sort of notes, right? So we're going to go bass. Now, if I say bass, that means we're clipping one string of either the E, A, or the D string, the top 3 strings. So we're going to go bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'll do that slowly. Bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'll do it round in a circle. Bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 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 Okay, good. Bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Next chord, the bass is the A string, open, 0. Bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Next string, next chord, the G over B, 2nd fret, so it's that string that we're holding down, 2nd fret on the A string, bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then finally the C add 9, the bass is now 3rd fret on the A string, bass, up, down, up. I just want you to stop there at that point. Bass, up, down, up. Don't do the full rhythm pattern. So far we have bass, so G, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. A, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. B, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. C, up, down, up. Okay? Okay, good. Practice that and work on that. we've then got a bass run, it's called. It's where the bass notes usually lead us to another chord. So we're going to play 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the A string, open on the A string. So 3, 2, 0, use middle, index and open. Then 3rd fret on the thickest string to take us round in a circle back to G. So bass, up, down, up. Bass, up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, bass. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, bass. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, bass. Up, down, up, bass, 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 bass. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up. And that is our riff for the song. That is where most of the singing happens, verses, choruses, etc. Okay? So when you get good at it and you can get it round in a circle, start to speed it up. So some tips for finding the right bass notes. You may want to rest your finger on the body to stay close to the strings. Staying close to the strings in general is a good idea. Making sure you're holding plenty of the plectrum, not really thumb far back for extra control. And just good old-fashioned hard work, graft and practice, okay? Other than that, you'll get it. Good. When you get really good at the rhythm pattern, go bass, up, down, up, down. Do a louder one there. Bass, up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, bass. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up. And that just adds an accent, which makes it sound even more like the song. An accent being a louder strum. Good, so that's the whole song. The only other part that we need to know is when he sings... shame that the root of it's me. Just before he sings this part. That part, okay? So, so it's the second time he sings It's a Shame of the Root of It's Me, and when he sings that bit higher sounding me, that's when you change to a D chord, right? So you actually get to lift up the pinky, leave the ring where it is there on fret 3 on the B string, middle finger on fret 2 on the thinnest, and index finger on fret 2 on the D string, on the G string, and we're going to strum a D chord, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And what I do is I just put the pinky down here and there with accents, but you don't have to do that. Then you change to the C add 9 chord with the middle, so it's that last chord that we learned. And then I hammer the index down on that too. And then you strum and hold and you do the vocal there. So it's... So on this bass run, when we normally go to here, this time we're going rudiments, me, open D string, rudiments, open D. Then C add dime, down, 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 and then you're round in a circle again. Back to this, so that we've already learned, okay? So I hope that instruction's been really helpful for you. Enjoy it. It's a lovely song to sing and play. Keep on playing.